Alright guys, it is March, no, I think it's February 29th. I am heading over to my buddy Ep.2 Green's house, and I've got a new bow set up. We're gonna tinker with my bow setup. Gonna fix some cameras on my bow so I can just go rogue with them, so to speak, and don't have to be confined to a certain setup or decoy or any of that. I can just go hunt the turkey like I used to do with the shotgun. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna tune the bow. We're gonna tune it to these 2-inch, a little over 2-inch wide cut Simmons broadheads. It's gonna be my turkey broadhead again this year. There he is right there, y'all. There he is.
Whoa, don't do that.
Ep.2 doesn't, I like that shirt, man.
Thank you.
There it is, Simmons Sharks. Shameless plug there.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know you were doing a little interview here.
Yeah, just telling them.
Your vehicle's so dark so you can sleep in it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
When I'm traveling.
Yeah.
Out of state and stuff. Yeah. So I was just telling them we're going to do a little bow setup video, a little tuning video. But anyhow, I will quit yapping and we're going to go get some. Are we going to get some authentic Mexican food?
Yeah.
Is that what I hear?
Yeah. You'll know it by the building you see.
It's not. We're
not fancy.
Okay. I like it. All right. Next time y'all see us, we'll be tinkering with a bow. So, if y'all see here, we are in Ep.2's shop. A little quick roundabout of Ep.2's shop. And what we're doing today, give them a little rundown on what we're doing, because we look at here. This is
Oh my goodness.
that's what I'm shooting turkeys with, but the biggest, and I'm gonna go over the bow for y'all too, but we have probably need to be careful with that.
Yeah, I got
Cut that string, but
Mm-hmm.
this is a brand new set of strings here, and it was put on the bow. So whenever you have a brand new set of strings, obviously we need to. I've shot this bow some, just shot it through, just shot it blind bells at a target just to kind of get it broke in some. But obviously you see there's some peep rotation there, and the D loop's all off whack. And another thing, tell them about kind of just tuning it, because I'm shooting a stiffer shaft.
Yeah.
Give them the rundown on all that.
Okay. Simply put, we want to make sure that the bow is center shot on the arrow is where it needs to be, and that it's leaving the bow correct. We know the spine is right, so we'll take a moment and shoot it through paper and just make sure that everything, as far as is flying good there. And once we paper tune it, we'll step out here and shoot it into the target and just make sure we don't see any erratic flight.
So, what Ep.2 was talking about, I'm actually that shaft. So when you pick out the shaft, the spine of your arrow that you're going to use, it has a lot to do with your draw weight. It has a lot to do with your head point, meaning the weight of the grain head that you're going to shoot. It also has a lot to do with your draw length. So the arrows, these are arrows that I was shooting turkeys with last year. I'm switching to a different arrow that's a little bit stiffer, and I'm upping my draw weight some. I want to be able to shoot one pin as far as I can, and for all intents and purposes, most of my shots on turkeys, if y'all watch it in my channel, if you're new to the channel, most of my shots are within 20 yards, but I have shot some a little bit further. So that's the goal there. Now, this is a gold tip 300 spine, so I'm going down in spine. It's a stiffer arrow, and so that's why we're doing all this as well. So it's not just tuning it, but there's also some other changes that are happening. Just gonna walk through this whole process with you and show you how we do it, and I'll give you a quick little rundown on the bow here. Okay. All right, and just to give y'all a rundown on the bow, I've got a little custom mount here. that runs into the opposite side of the quiver mount. You see that? And we've got a GoPro facing back at me. And then down here, we have another GoPro here at 8. It's going to be facing out to where you see the turkey coming in. We've got a battery pack mount here, and there'll be a cord that goes to charge it right here. So that's kind of your, I guess, self-film setup. As far as running, I guess you call it running bow instead of running gun, right?
Oh yeah.
But anyhow, we're going to get to tuning this. We're going to start with 190 grain field point, which is the same point weight as the Simmons tree shark that I'm shooting. So we're going to shoot it and see where it's at through paper. You don't think we should go ahead and straighten all that out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just need to get what it. You've shot it, son, so this string is broken in some.
Some.
How many shots do you think you got?
Probably not enough.
Okay. Well, that's always important. Even though this is a pre-stretched string, there is still a little bit of stretch within that string. That string is also subject to humidity and the lack thereof.
Right.
That can change it up a little bit. So we'll get it where it's right, and
go from there.
Yeah, absolutely, okay. Absolutely.
All right, so we set the peak to where it's better. It's got a clear picture from my point of view. So we're tying the peep in now.
That D loop, just a piece of a turn.
So what he's doing is put a turn in the string, so he's just twisting it. You see this right there. Bang. I'm just going to put it back on the cam. And also what we did is we got 2 pieces of double-sided tape for the smackdown wrist. And let's tie that in.
Okay.
That operates that drop away.
Yep.
So you got the D loop, and then you got the peeps now straight. We're gonna shoot it through the paper again, see what our tear looks like. And right now you've got the first shot, second shot, third shot with a left tear. The entry, the first hole is where it starts, and the last hole with the fletchings is where it finishes out at. So that tells us we got a left tear. But right now we're just trying to get our bases zeroed in with our peep and our D loop. Everything's straight. Got the wrist tied in. All right, you want to try it now? You made a little adjustment for the left? Okay, let's try it. So he's moving the wrist right because the tear is just a hair left. And we're just going to keep adjusting it till we get a bullet hole. Which right here is just a minimal left tear, but we're getting closer.
And we're going to make sure that, are you still recording? Okay, and we're going to make sure he's not moving his hand.
That's right.
Because the bow is not going to move. It's going to be his hand that moves.
That's right. All right, so that adjustment is now, there's the coming out. So that's tuned. That's good. There's not any tear right there. That's a straight. It would be a bullet hole, but it's a vane shaft. It's a fletch shaft. But that's corrected. So the next thing we're gonna do is
next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a broadhead on there and see how it flies, and then Jordan is going to have the fun of adjusting those sights. We only have about a 25-mile-an-hour northwest wind out there, so we ain't doing a whole lots of shooting today.
That's right. But this is just a general.
Yes, yeah.
Make sure it's leaving the bow true, and then we can adjust
and then from there, it's up to you, brother.
Yep, you got it.
And it's up to you.
All right. All right. So now y'all are gonna see my view most of the time, or a lot of times this year when I'm turkey hunting, and I'm just trying to find one, strike him, and shoot him with this bow. So you got the air. You got 2 GoPros running this, and I wonder if that shouldn't hit, should it? We're about to find out if it's gonna hit or not. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work.
Bingo!
It's going clear. See, there's your picture. So I'm sitting just like this. There's your picture of the woods. All right, he's coming. You see him?
Yep, I see him.
All right, here we go. Get behind a tree.
Don't hit that hand.
There it goes. All right. Comes behind that tree. As soon as he comes out, I'll shoot. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna shoot one more, but hopefully y'all got a better idea of kind of how me and Efton set up the turkey bows. And we'll add a little bit of concealment to it, more than likely green leafy suit. And that's kind of how it goes. See y'all later. Alright guys, it's a separate day. I think this was... We started this video on the bow setup. Yeah, that was pre-corona. Pre-coronavirus. Now, everybody's flipping out. Anyhow, not us guys. We're gonna finish out this video. And I'm gonna show you how I complete the bow setup, the concealment factor of the whole bow setup, and the setup in general. I've already covered in a video last year. If you haven't seen that video, check the description, it'll be in there. I digress. Let's go to Hobby Lobby and let's go pick out something to conceal this bow with. All right, let's go in Hobby Lobby. Go in our friendly Hobby Lobby and see if we got something in here. But yeah, a lot of times during the spring you can get all this ornamental ivy and stuff. You can get it for a lot cheaper. Most of the time it's like half off. That said 90%. You got to kind of look at what they've got and see what it is off the tag price. Normally it's down here on the right when you come in. I don't know if you have a Hobby Lobby near you or not, but I'm just looking for the garland type of stuff. There's some ferns there. Yeah, I think we found it. It's down here. So I've used that before. Oh, oops. So these right here work fairly well. You can see sometimes it's missing some leaves. You can actually super glue those leaves together on there to where they won't tear off when you're going through the woods and stuff. So I tend to do that. It keeps them where they last longer. Let's get some of these. Probably get about 4 of these. They're only $3.99 a piece. Heck, we'll get about 7 or 8 of them. How about that? Alright, so we got 8 of these. This is one way to do it. I don't know if I'll use all these, but I'll have them in, I'll keep them in my storage stuff. And the bigger part is normally this garland. I'll look at it. We'll see what they've got here. But I haven't seen the longer garland. Let's look around a little bit more. I don't think I'm gonna go with this. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. This is definitely the spot I was looking for. So the stuff that I typically use more so is I can zip tie it from my quiver down to my bow pod. is this stuff right here. It's called greenery garland. You see that? It's basically just a long piece of garland, 6 foot long, I believe. So I'm gonna grab 2 of these. Okay. That's plenty. That should be plenty between this that we have and the other. We should be good to go. So let's go check out and get to dressing up this bow a little bit. What the heck is this dude doing with all this?
Fine. What are you doing with all this?
Camouflaging a bow.
Okay.
Shoot turkeys with. So they can't see me.
Throw that in there too.
$59 worth of turkey killing attire. That's it. Alright, so here we are, next day. Sorry it's taken me a few days to get this all together, but regardless, wanted to bring it to you and kind of just show you all the process. So that's kind of what we're doing. But as you see here, I got my setup back there. Okay, we got the bow with all my cameras and everything. And we got our Hobby Lobby. Got all our ivy right here. We got some green zip ties. I like green zip ties. Got my green leafy suit. And I got my knife to cut this excess off the zip ties. So I'm gonna just kind of show you how I start attaching it. Then we'll throw it into a time lapse and then show you the finished product. Alright, as you'll see, we use some of these Hyper Tough 8-inch zip ties. You can get this at Advanced Auto anywhere. I like green. I just like everything green in the springtime. I took one of my garlands right here and I started to wrap it into quiver. You can get creative with it. I mean, just do whatever you feel like. I'm gonna kind of get started on how I like to do it, and then I'll kind of speed this up in the video, and then I'll show you kind of the end product, and I'll be able to explain it a little bit better. So not to make this too long, but the idea, as you can see, you obviously want to wrap around your quiver. I like to, and then I also like to put some on these legs right here. You'll need a bow pod too, but I like to attach it from here, and I like it to run it up here to the top of my limb. It does not impact the performance of the bow at all, so you're not going to see a difference there. But we'll go ahead and get to putting all this stuff on here, and I'll show you the final product. Alright, and we're done. And just for the sake of this video, I put this green leafy on just to show you how it kind of blends in. But you've got all these leaves that kind of stick out. Now, I'll take that off for now. Only used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 zip ties, I want to say. And it's really that simple. I just took some snips and cut off the excess, a knife. Have these zip ties. My extra, I will use this when I have to travel out of state. It requires me to break the bow down and put it in a case. A lot of this will get messed up throughout the course of the year, and so I might need to re-leaf it out when I get out west or wherever I'm traveling out of state if I am taking a flight. Basically, the small ones I showed you in Hobby Lobby, I got these on the bow pod legs. That's how I like to do it, typically. Then you've got just one garland is all you really need. You just need one of these garlands. 1 6-foot garland. I started in the top of the quiver, zip tied it there, came down, and then I came around one leg. Down here, as you can see, I went up under this leg and came back up top and re-zip tied it back to the top. So the quiver is really, for me, that's where I kind of put all the leaves at. Then of course on this the bow pod legs. So So I've got some extras if I need to redo it. I'm not really gonna worry about from the limb all the way down to this other bow pod leg, because quite honestly that's just extra stuff to get torn up. You really don't need a ton of leaves. When you've got this suit on, everything just seems to blend in a lot, and you just kind of throw this over and there you are, ready to go. So that's pretty much the process from taking the correct spine of the arrow for what poundage you're going to shoot based on your draw length, the grain weight of the broadhead. All that's got to be intact. We've tuned the bow, it's shooting good, it's shooting darts. We've got it broke in, we got the peep rotated correctly so it's centered good. The D-loop is centered good. Everything's good. We've got the drop-aways tightened down. Everything's good. Got a Hero 8 up here, if you can see that. So that's up there. That's mounted with a GoPro bike holder. And then I have this little battery tray down here that'll help with my battery life. Got another GoPro that's a custom mount on the side. And this mounts inside the opposite side of my sight holes. That's pretty much it. So we'll have a picture looking back at me and a picture going out. So if we need to abandon the traditional decoy setup with the self-filming approach, we can just pick this up and go try to kill the turkey. I hope that was informative. Hopefully that answered some questions. If you do have any further questions, feel free to drop them below in the comment section right here. I'm gonna get out of all this hot stuff and see if I can go roost a turkey. So until next time, God bless, and share it with a friend if you enjoy the content.